All right, so finding the back edge of your mat, we'll start by standing with our feet about shoulder, hip distance apart. And let's just start with some easy shoulder rolls. You can add some wrist and forearm. And I'm just going to start with that really easy rock between the toes and the heels, adding those shoulder rolls. And I'm just going to settle in. I want to find the balance between the toes and the heels. You can also kind of rock between the outside and inside of the foot. Let's stand tall, shoulders back. So go ahead and relax our shoulders down. And we'll start with some deep breaths. I want to focus on a strong, full inhale. The rib cage expands. And a full, strong exhale. The rib cage contracts. The knees are a little bit soft. Shoulders are back, and we're going to draw that belly button to the spine. So I want to think about this connection, trying to keep everything really active and strong and supported throughout. Thinking about a string lifting out of the top of our head. With each exhale, maybe we grow a little bit taller, creating that space through the spine. On your next inhale, we'll sweep the arms up and lift the heart. I'm going to arch back just a bit and then press the hands open to hinge forward. So I'm just going to come forward about halfway. And I'm going to start with my hands on my knees and take a little bend and straighten, waking up the hips and glutes, waking up the hamstrings, and then hold it here and go ahead and slide the hands forward. You can bend your knees if you need to. I'm going to take a little pedal through the legs. Pop one knee, straighten the other. Let's let the head relax forward. Maybe shake the head no a couple of times. Let's settle both heels into the floor and see if we can press a little deeper into our fold. Soften the knees, slide the hands up, and unfold. Think about scooping out the belly, drawing yourself up to stand tall. At the top, a big inhale. Arms are going to lift and reach. Press the hands open as we hinge forward. I want to lead with my heart on this one. And you can take your hands to your thighs or go ahead and float the hands down to the floor. I'm going to bend through the knees, pedaling through the legs, still stretching out the back of the leg, the glutes, the hips. And let the head relax forward. With your feet just a slight bit wide, we're going to take this little forward fold and bring our hands to our elbows. Take an easy little swing. Now, as I'm here, I want to think about drawing my belly button up to my spine, keeping that hollow body. I'm going to bring it to center. Soften the knees and release the hands as I unfold one vertebra at a time, coming up nice and slow. And at the top, let's stack the ears over the shoulders, over the hips. Let's take that big inhale. Arms up and reach. Press the hands open, leading with the heart. I'm going to stop about halfway. So holding it here, hands float into the small of your back. We're going to go ahead and continue that forward fold. You can bend your knees a little if you need to. I'm going to interlace my fingers and push the knuckles away. Work on lifting and lowering, opening through the shoulders and the chest. Now let's take a really big press, knuckles to ceiling. Relax the hands in the small of your back. Soften the knees and unfold. Scoop that belly, keep that hollow body, rolling this up one vertebra at a time. Releasing the hands as we come up to the top. Let's take one more big inhale. Arms are going to lift up. And exhale, float it down. We're going to take a little walk. So coming out into our downward facing dog. So we'll start off nice and tall. That wall is right behind us. We'll inhale. On the exhale, let's peel. One vertebra at a time. Nod the chin down. Scoop the belly. Soften the knees. And slide the hands down to meet the floor. We're going to take that little walk out into your down dog. And once you get here, spread the weight through the hands. And let's push the chest back toward the feet. I want to paddle through my heels, getting that nice little stretch through the heel, the calf, warming up that foot and ankle just a bit. Think about scooping that belly to your spine, keeping that little bit of hollow body. Now, I'm going to settle my heels into the floor. Spread the weight through the hands and push your chest in the direction of your feet. Think about increasing that upper body stretch just a bit. Double lift and lower. Coming up nice and high on those heels or on the toes, the ball of the foot, and then sinking the heels into the mat. Let's take one more big lift and press those heels down. Now I'm just going to take a little roll forward. So I'm going to scoop my belly and round forward into my plank. Once I'm in my plank, I want to make sure my hips are nice and low. So if you feel like your hips are still kind of up here a little bit, squeeze and lower just a bit. Try not to let the hips sink too low. We don't want to let that low back sway on us. Now I'm just going to bend my knees and drive my tailbone back and up into my down dog. So if you need to adjust your stance just a little bit, we are going to move between those two positions. So I'm going to go down dog, round forward. So really scoop that belly in, shifting forward. Shoulders are over your wrists, knees bend as we press that tailbone back and up. So just moving through this at your own pace, using your breath to kind of help guide you. Let's get one more. So starting in that down dog, nice and high with those hips. Rounding forward, scoop that belly, coming into your plank, and then I'm going to press this back, coming into my down dog. I'm going to step my feet in just a bit, increasing that little stretch for my heels and my calves. Now I'm just going to shift my left hand just a little more center, and I'm going to take my right hand either to the right knee, calf, or ankle. Just getting a little twist, a little look under that arm. Carefully, slowly bringing that hand back to the mat, and I'm going to switch sides. So reaching left hand toward your right knee or calf or ankle, and bring it back. Let's get that again. One more each side. Right hand to left leg, and bring it back. Last side, left hand goes to that right leg, really spreading the weight through the fingers. And back to center. I'm going to separate my hands, push to my down dog, and then I'm just going to round forward, let my knees bend, and come to the floor. Shift back for an easy little child's pose, and give the hands, wrists, and forearms a little break. Little flexion, extension, and wrist rotation. In fact, let's go ahead and take the hands together and just take some of these little kind of figure 8 wrist rolls. So I'm going one direction. Now see if you can go the other direction. It might be a little weird. All right, let's kick the feet around, and we're going to go into our normal little half roll back warm up. So getting the spine kind of ready to work just a little harder for us, so getting those abdominals woken up. Shoulder blades are down and back. We're going to start by sitting tall. I've got my feet about shoulder hip distance apart, and we're going to reach out like we're holding a ball. If you need a little modification, you can always hold right behind the knees. So we're going to inhale, and on the exhale, I'm going to scoop my belly and start that lean back. So I want to think about that round in my low back and draw that belly in. So I'm going to hold it here. I'm going to walk one leg up. I'm going to walk the other leg up and hold. So keep reaching through the fingers. If you need that little hold, you can always, this is a little bit of a break for us. So find where you need to be. Keep reaching through those hands, scooping that belly toward the floor, and take a big inhale. Exhale, feet come down. We're going to reach through the hands and sit up tall on an inhale. On the exhale, we'll take that half roll back, walk one leg up and the other leg up, and hold. So just finding that really strong abdominal connection, keeping that breath moving. Now, engaging our quads, we're going to alternately extend. Here's right and left and right and left. Reach through that foot, right and left. Let's get one more each side, guys. Right and left. I'm going to take both feet up. I want to squeeze my heels together, zip my thighs. Inhale, exhale, down and reach. Sitting up really tall, shoulders back. Let's add some side to side, so just that little chop side to side with the alternating leg extensions. We're going to inhale, exhale, half roll back, really scooping that belly, rounding that low back. One leg up, other leg up. So this time I'm going to bring my knees together just a little bit. I'm going to think about kind of squeezing those knees. Hands are going to come together. I'm going to chop right, extend right, and left, and right, and left. Big pull across. So think about pulling that elbow back, and pull, pull. Let's get one more each side. Here's right, here's left. Both feet up. We're going to squeeze and bring it down, taking that little reach forward and sit up nice and tall. All right, so let's go ahead and take this all the way down to the floor, reaching out, or you can hold, come down holding on behind the knees. We're going to round through the spine, scoop the belly, articulating down one vertebra at a time and coming all the way down to meet the floor. All right, so once you're here, go ahead and get yourself adjusted. I'm just going to walk my knees into my chest, taking just a quick little release. Drawing those abs in. You can also add a little point and flex in between your sets if you find any tension, or if you're pointing your toes a lot, you want to make sure you're giving that little foot flexion a chance. All right, so let's go into our 100. So I'm going to start by stacking my knees over my hips and a little tabletop for my shins. We're going to start by pulsing the hands. I'm going to flex on the inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, point and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's extend those legs on an angle. Inhale and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I have a little external rotation at the hips, so my toes are slightly turned out to the corners. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. And I'm going to add on. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Long and strong. Pulse from the shoulder. Inhale and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now hold it. Last breath cycle here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. 2, 3, 4. Stay here. Lift up. Knees in. Head down with control. And take a quick little break. I'm going to take my feet to the floor and extend the legs. Now in this one, I want to think about this active lower half. So I'm going to externally rotate. So I'm going to turn my toes out to the corners of the room. And I'm going to think about using the back of my legs and my glutes to kind of squeeze that mat, keep this lower half really strong and working for me. So from here, let's just take a few scapular protraction and retractions. So reaching out like you're holding a ball right over your heart. We're going to reach it up and then gently pull the scapula together. Exhale as you reach and inhale as you retract. So it's a fairly subtle movement. It's not a huge movement, but I want to think about that little line across my upper middle back and reach forward, opening the shoulder blades, and then gently pull them together. So this is one that if you're not quite feeling it, you can always go to like a door frame and kind of think about trying to hug that door frame with your shoulder blades. And exhale, reach, and inhale, retract. Let's get one more, guys. Exhale as you reach. Now inhale, gently retract. So I'm still kind of holding a little ball, a little playground ball. I want to also think about scooping my belly to my spine, keeping this connection, keeping this lower half really active and strong. I'm going to float that ball back, reaching overhead. And I'm going to inhale, lift my head and shoulders, look toward my feet. Exhale and peel, coming up, out, and over. Taking that little forward fold, so I want to feel a stretch in the back of my legs. I'm going to sit up tall, keeping that little hollow body scoop. We're going to roll it down, one vertebra at a time. The arms are going to float back. And inhale, reach. Exhale, peel. And coming up, out, and over. Sit up tall in an inhale and come on down. Scoop that belly on that exhale. Now, if you need help coming up, use a little bit of assistance. You can even take your hands and help pull you up to come out into that forward fold. And then when you come down unassisted. Think about really slow and controlled. And this helps you build the strength that you need if you're still struggling on the roll up. So we're going to inhale, exhale, peel, coming up nice and slow, big forward fold, flex the feet, sit up tall, and take it down. And let's add on, because I'm a big fan of this little add-on right now. We're going to inhale, exhale, peel, scoot the belly, coming out and over. And I'm going to sit up tall. I'm going to open my arms. I'm going to take one leg open, other leg open. We're going to do a little saw. So I'm going to turn in your direction. So we're going to twist and reach, pinky finger to pinky toe, sit up tall and center. Other side, twist and reach, bring it up and center. I'm going to walk one leg in, other leg in, hands come together, scoop that belly and roll it down with control. Arms reach back. We'll inhale, exhale, peel. Now, you can do the little single leg out and out, or we're going to take the arms out and then we're going to take the legs out. I want to keep a little foot flexion on this saw. So I'm going to twist, reach, sit up, and center. Twist, reach, flex foot, sit up, and center. One foot at a time in, or both feet in. Both arms in, and roll it down. Scoop that belly nice and long, big reach. Inhale, exhale, coming up, out, and over that forward fold. Sit up tall, take the arms open, take the legs open, little flex foot. We're going to twist, reach, sit up, and center. Other side, twist, reach, up, and center. Legs in, arms in, and take it down. Keep those legs squeezed together, active. Last one, guys. Inhale, reach, exhale, peel, scoop the belly, reaching out, long forward fold. Sit up tall, open the arms, open the legs, twist, reach. Sit tall, think about that string out of the top of your head, twist, reach, up, and center. We're going to bring those legs together, arms come together, and roll it down. Think about that hollow body, that scoop. Float the arms back, big reach, and we'll circle this around and come back onto our mat. All right, so let's pull the knees into the chest and take just a quick little back massage. All right, so we're going to start our ab section with our ab series. So the series of 5, let's get that out of the way nice and early. And then some of the components that we use in our series of 5, we're going to revisit those elsewhere. So let's start off with the knees tucked in our chest. We're going to bring ourselves into forward flexion. So think about that really strong scoop in my belly, and I'm going to keep my right leg extend through the left. Inhale, switch, exhale, and inhale right, exhale left. Think about drawing the belly button down to the floor, reach through the foot. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now, if you need a little modification, you can always take that leg up a little bit higher, a little lower angle, a little easier on your back. So if you're still working at this, if you're still a little bit new to it, take it up a little bit higher. Otherwise, we're down here a little bit lower. Let's get one more each side. And inhale right, exhale left. I'm going to pull both knees in and lower with control. In between, little foot flexion extension, little neck rotation. So if you're not used to pointing your toe a lot, you can find that your foot and calf, they can get a little bit cramped. They might get on the verge of a cramp. So every now and then, make sure that we're giving them just that little break. Double leg stretch. We're going to start with the knees tucked into the chest. And we're going to bring this forward. I'm going to reach out toward my ankles. We're going to extend both arms and legs. Reach, circle round, scoop those knees in, arm circle, and a big reach and circle, and reach and circle. So as my legs extend out, I want to think about that scoop in the belly and circle, and reach and circle, and reach and circle. Let's add on 3 little heel crosses. 3, 2, 1, and pull it in. Reach it out. 3, 2, 1, and pull it in. And reach. 3, 2, 1, pull it in. Scoop that belly, and let's get one more. And reach. 3, 2, 1. Knees in, head down. Take a little break. All right, next up are the straight legs. So let's take this up, this nice long extended line. So on this one, I want to think about the stretch down the back of my legs. I'm engaging the top of my thighs, my quads, to help keep this nice straight line. I'm going to bring myself to forward flexion. I'm going to catch the right leg a little higher behind the calf, preferably not behind the knee. And we're just going to add a little tug, tug, and then switch, tug, tug. And inhale right, and exhale left. Nice and long. Adding that little pull at the top, giving just a little more stretch in that front leg. And now you can stay with this, or take both hands up, kick to the space between your hands. I'm inhaling on one leg, exhaling on the other. Inhale, exhale. Long and straight if you can, guys. And 3. Here's 2. Last 1. We're going to pull both knees into the chest and lower. Take a little break. Give yourself a little neck rotation in between these sets. All right, a little back massage, kind of nice too. All right, so we're going into our double straight legs. I always start this with a little modified knee bend or tabletop. I'm going to take my hands and just place them behind the head. I just want to kind of have a place for my head to rest. I'm not pulling at my neck. I'm going to take my knees into this tabletop position, and I'm going to lean out, dip the toes, and back to tabletop. So I want to keep that 90-degree angle. I don't want to let my heels drop to my booty and make it a shallow tip out. So I want to make it nice and big. All right, so you can stay with this, or take those legs up, nice and straight, heels together, toes turned out, and inhale down, exhale up. So even if you're going out about 45 degrees, still working it, and inhale down, and exhale up. For me, a little squeeze through the inner thighs, with that little V turnout, that kind of helps me. And inhale down, exhale up, inhale down, exhale up. Let's get 2 more. Inhale down, exhale up. Last one, down and up, knees in, head down, take a break. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and bring our hands behind our knees, pull ourselves up for just a quick little stretch. We do have one more. We have our crisscross, but we are going to do it from a more upright position. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back and find that balance position on our tailbone and sit bones. This one's a little more challenging, so I'll give you some modifications along the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lean back and I'm going to find this little boat pose. So what we can do here for a little modification is, if you need, you can hold as you pull one elbow in the direction of that knee, and then switch and switch and switch. Otherwise, we're here and reach. So I've got my hands just kind of right in front of my forehead, and twist and twist. So if you need that little hold as you add that twist, that's helping with that balance just a little bit. Working, reaching. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5. Come on, guys. 4, 3, 2, and cross those ankles. Come on down. Take a little break. Whew. Those build up after a while. Let's kick this around to our belly. We'll give our abs a little stretch, and we'll get some back extensions, because if we're working our front, we also need to make sure that we're balancing, working our back. One of my favorite stories, and I'm sure people from the ARC remember me telling this, but my former brother-in-law used to just do abs. He just, all the abs, but his back never looked that great. His excuse was, well, girls only look at the front. So don't be that guy. We want to work front and back, making sure that we're keeping ourselves really balanced. So let's come over, and we're gonna go ahead and just lower down, nice and controlled. And I'm just gonna extend my legs about hip shoulder distance. I'm gonna slide my hands just a little further forward, so we're gonna start small and build. So I'm gonna start off with my hands just a little bit further forward. Elbows might be out just a bit. Now lengthening through the top of the head, just hovering your face above the mat. We'll inhale, and on the exhale, I'm gonna bring my elbows in and think about lengthening through the top of the head. Shoulders are down. Now I wanna scoop my belly away from the floor. My belly's still on the floor, but I wanna think about that really strong connection. Inhale, exhale, down with control. Now you can stay here with the smaller back bend or slide the hands in just below the shoulders or even further back, depending on your spinal flexibility. I'm gonna hover my face, inhale, exhale, sliding the shoulder blades down, zipping down the back, lifting up, and coming into this little taller back bend, so more of a cobra or swan. I want to think about that length through the neck, shoulders down, nice and long. And I'm using the top of my foot to actively keep my legs pressing into the floor. We're going to inhale, exhale, down with control. Give yourself a little break at the bottom if you need it. All right, so we're going to do it again. We're going to inhale, exhale, shoulders down, lengthening through the spine, lifting tall, scooping that belly. Inhale and exhale down. All right, so adding on, inhale, exhale, peel and lift nice and tall. Now as I lower down, I'm going to stretch both arms out, and I'm going to lift my left foot and twist, opening through the shoulder and chest on my right side. Bringing it in with control, nice and long. Slide the hands in and take a swan. Lift, scoop that belly, lower with control. Both arms out, and lift that right leg, reaching it across. Breathing into your twist, bring it back with control. Both hands come in and bring it up nice and tall. And lower and reach, lift. Bring it in and bring those hands in nice and tall. And you might get a little taller with each of these swans. Even if you're not, just work on that really fluid, smooth, controlled lift and lower, that controlled twist and return. Now this time, I'm going to keep one hand in. So I'm going to bring my hands up to my swan. Now I'm going to lower, and I'm only going to reach out my right arm. I'm going to twist, and I'm going to use this top arm to kind of help push me into the stretch just a little more. And then if you'd like, take this arm up and open through the shoulder and the chest. If your neck gets a little tired, you can always lay it down for just a moment. Bring it over, supporting yourself as you come back to belly. And hands in and swan, nice and tall, and lower. I'm going to keep the right hand in, left hand reaches out, right leg comes across. Pushing into that twist, open up that top arm, open it back a little more if you'd like, and bring it in, bring it around. All right, guys, let's go ahead and just bring our hands down to press back for our child's pose. Take your time, allow yourself to sink. Let your hips really rest back over those heels, stretching out through the arms. All right, so let's kick it back around over to our hips, actually to our back. And we're gonna do a little crunch sequence. So as we're going through the crunches, a couple things. We're gonna take the hands gently behind the ear. So if you're bringing them behind your head, just make sure that you're not pulling at your head. That's part of the reason why I usually do my hands in front. But for this one, if you just want to kind of place the hands right behind the ears, if you place them behind the head, just make sure that we are not pulling at the head and pulling the neck forward into the crunch. We want to think about connecting our ribs toward our hips in these little crunches. So basic crunch, kind of been there, done that, but if you're pulling at the neck, you're not going to get all the benefits here that you might otherwise. So let's just start with our feet on the floor and the hands gently behind the ears, your fingertips, or you can place fingertips a little further behind the head. So we're just going to start with that little crunch. So I want to think about bringing my ribs toward my hips and lower and lift and lower and lift and lower. Exhale up, inhale down. So right now, just kind of a little slow up and slow down and up and down. So let's take this to some singles. So we're just going to crunch and lower, crunch and lower. You might not get all the way back down before you need to start that next crunch. And crunch, lower, crunch, lower. Nice and tall through the top of the head. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and we're going to bring the knees up. Now for this one, I want to think about bringing my elbows a little closer to my knees and up and down, up, down. Scoop that belly and lift and lift and lift. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5. Come on, guys. 4, 3, 2, and bring it here. Hold, extend those legs. Now from here, we're going to take the arms up. If you need to take the head down for just a moment while I talk to you, you can. We're going to reach up for the ankles. Up, up. Scoop that belly, and up, up. Reaching, trying to get those shoulders off the mat, and up, up. Let's do 4, 3, 2. All right, and I'm going to bring one hand behind my head, and I'm going to cross, 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 cross. Try not to let those hips rock with you. Mine are trying. Reach, reach, reach. Get the shoulder off the floor, shoulder blade off the floor. Reach, reach. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and hold it on one side and pulse, pulse, pulse. Kind of a little saw on one side. Here's 4, 3, 2. Switch sides. Reach, reach, reach. Keep it going, guys. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Not done with these yet. Head can go down, head can stay up. Lift, lift, lift. I'm lifting my tailbone. Lift, lift. Keep it strong. I know those abs are probably on fire, guys. Come on, lift and lift and lift. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Pull those knees in. Woo! I can almost hear Lucy in my head right now saying, oh, thank God, or thank goodness. And that's one of the things I love about having you guys in class in person, because we can kind of interact like that, because you actually speak what I'm thinking. So I'm hearing you. I hear you. All right, guys, so hands behind your knees. Pull yourself up. We're going to go into our rolling like a ball. And so we're going to find that little rock and catch at the top, and then we're going to add on. So pretty much like many of you have done with me in the past. So not a ton of new stuff with this one. We're going to focus on that strong hollow body connection. So I want to think navel to spine, and we're going to round the back. So heels are close, rock it and catch it. Bring it to the top and rock it and catch it. Nice and tall. So if you are still kind of kicking those legs for a little momentum, that's okay for the moment. Then as you get used to this and you get a little stronger, let's try to keep those heels in nice and tight. So we want to try to get rid of that little pump of the legs. All right, guys. So your next one, let's add that little rocking, or that little out, and in. So if you don't want to go all the way to the floor, you can stay tall and just kind of extend your little V and pull it in. So rock it, catch it, and out and in. Think about that hollow body. Rock it, catch it, and out and in. Now this next one, we're going to hold the hollow body. So I'm going to hold the hollow body. I'm going to bring my arms out over my ears, and we're going to take some little crosses, some little scissors. And we're going to bring it up, and bring it down. And bring it up, scoop that belly. I know, these are getting tough. And take it down. You know me, I like 3. Here we go. And up. And down. And hold, hollow body. And let's take everything down. Walk one knee in, walk the other knee in. Give yourself a little break. You guys are doing great. All right, so let's bring this up to sit for just a sec. Nice and tall. I'm going to check my notes. I have kind of a list of targets that I want to hit, so I just want to make sure I hit those targets. All right, so let's just take just a quick little circle. So we're going to sit up really tall, shoulders down, and I'm just going to lead with the top of my head, scooping the belly as I take this little circle around. And I want to think about leading with the top of the head and allowing the ear to shoulder, chin to chest, ear to shoulder, and that chin tilt up. So I'm getting that whole cervical vertebra. I'm going to come to the top, hold it here, and change directions. So leaning into this, getting that nice, deep little fold, that side body stretch, chin up, ear to shoulder, and come to the top. Hold it here, leaning forward. So just getting an easy little stretch through the hips and the glutes, coming down into your forearms if you can. So I want to try to keep my back long and flat. So if you just are leaning here and you're still feeling a little bit tight, stay here and think about sending your breath into these tight spots. But if you're still feeling pretty good, want to go down a little further, take it down. So I'm just sitting cross-legged. I've got one foot in front of the other. You can have them stacked on top of each other. I'm going to reach my hands out and round through the back. Bringing this in, dragging those hands in, giving a nice little roll of the shoulders at the top. I'm just going to lean back, change my top leg or front leg, and we're going to add the arms. So I'm just going to take that nice little side body stretch, so really getting down into the side body, into the hip, and then a little ragdoll, taking it around and up and over. So taking that nice little side lean, I want to be able to still look under my arm and then roll it forward and then come up, looking under the arm and to the other side. So look, circle. Now go ahead and come to the top and we'll take it the other direction. So I'm going to take that nice little lean and circle and take that elbow back far enough that you can look under and then up and over. Take that lean and circle. And one more this direction, please. Nice and long and circle. Looking up and come to the top. Same idea as before, leaning forward. I'm just kind of leaning into my fingertips. And if you're feeling pretty good, low back and glutes, nice and stretchy here, so you can lean down, keeping a long, flat spine. So if you're somewhere even in between, that's great. I want you to work at your own pace. Think about your level and what your body needs for this stretch. What my body needs is not what anybody else's body needs. All right, so I'm going to reach this out a little further, and I'm going to press and round through my back. Scoop the belly. And bring this up. All right, so kind of keeping with that little rolling or rounding kind of motion, we're going to lay back. And so what I want you to imagine is that you're holding a little ball, like a little playground ball. So we're going to lay back. I'm going to zip my thighs together. So I want to think about this strong inner thigh squeeze, and I'm holding this ball. So from here, I'm just going to take the ball and I'm going to come up. You don't even have to come all the way off of the mat. And you're just going to stir a little circle and up. So I'm lifting myself off of the mat just a little bit, but if you're still here with the shoulders or the shoulder blades still somewhat on the mat, that's okay. So I'm stirring this ball around so you can come up a little higher if you'd like. Now, come down, change directions. So you might be a little different in one direction. Lift. So think about holding that ball out, stirring that circle. Woo. And one more. And bring it up and down. Bring those knees in. Nice and long. All right. So what is next? Those are fun. Aren't those fun? Let's take this into a little side lying position. So I'm just going to rotate this over. Now, you can have the arm extended or you can bring the hand under the head if you want. So we are going to start with these little double lifts. Nice and long. So thinking about this line down the side of the body, we're going to get these obliques just a little bit. And I'm going to add a little more of a lift and lift and lift and lift. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now I'm going to hover and I'm going to pull elbow to knee and reach. So I'm going to keep that bottom foot hovered and reach and up and down. Now I can take this other hand, takes a little more balance. I'm just going to bring it behind my head. You can also reach it out and a little crunch and release and crunch and release. 2 more. Crunch and release. Last one. And we're going to bring it down. Now I want to keep facing you, but you can just turn over to your other side. So we're going to bring it over. All right, make sure I get all the good ones. Yes, I'm getting all the good ones. Here we go. So arm out or under your head. And we're going to start with the feet. Lift and lift and lift. Now I'm going to take my hand behind my head, add a little crunch, crunch, crunch. Woo. Side, think about rib to hip and up and up and up and up. Now I'm going to hold it about halfway up and I'm going to bring elbow to knee and reach, elbow to knee and reach and crunch and reach and crunch and reach. That one gets real balancy. Crunch and reach and crunch and reach. 2 more. Crunch and reach. Last one. And let's bring it over to our belly. Just take a quick little stretch and down. I know those were obliques. So we're going to bring this to our knees. We're actually going to get a little thread the needle. So I'm going to take my left hand on the floor. Right is going to thread. So there we go. Get a nice little twist, little stretch. And I'm going to open this top arm. You can always leave it down if you prefer. You can kind of help this body twisting into the stretch. Otherwise, arm comes up. And I'm just going to let it drop down behind. A little hug behind your back. If you can reach for the opposite leg, try that. Maybe the fingertips brush the opposite leg. Bring it up and down. Unwind and get the other side. And take that nice little twist. Woo! Now, if you want, reach that arm up. Drop this arm down. Reaching for the opposite leg. And big reach. Come on down. I'm going to take a little child's pose. I have one more thing I want to do with you guys. Just one. All right. So let's go ahead and come over to sit. Now, for those of you who were here Saturday, this is kind of a fun little feet up, feet down, twisted around kind of thing. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take my arms and I'm going to sit back. I'm going to bring one leg up. I'm going to bring the other leg up. I'm just going to cross the ankle right beneath. So a little crossover. So I'm going to extend the legs. So I've got my right leg on top of my left. Now I'm going to set the feet down to touch the floor. So I've got my right leg on top. I'm going to take my left hand around and I'm just going to twist and come up into my down dog. How fun is that? Pressing into that little stretch. Now I'm just going to come on my toes and twist and bring it down to my hips and back down to where we started. This time the other leg's on top. So we're going to go through that just a couple times each direction. So if you are having trouble, get your legs all the way to the V-sit, just come to that little bent knee and keep the legs crossed. When you set them down, they're ready to go. So ready? We're just going to either bring it to our little bent knee or V and sit down. Now I'm going to take this arm around behind and twist and lift. So take your time. And I'm just going to twist and come down and bring it around. Here we go. There's that little V, nice and long. Set the feet down. Take that arm around behind and lift, coming into that down dog. Nice little stretch for the back of the legs. And I'm going to have a seat. Bring it up, nice and strong. There's those quads. Here we go, set it down. That arm comes back and up and reach. Pushing into that down dog. Now, I'm just going, you can walk your hand across early if you'd like, and then just come down around and take that extend, sit, twist. Here we go. And down dog. Now, I'm just going to take this one last little time, and we bring it up. Now we're going to come right back around to where I began. So twist, bring it up, and reach. Reach that tailbone back, guys. Now, I'm going to just shift it around, bring it down. One last time for grins. Up and down. Take a break. Good job, you guys. So we got in some pretty decent ab work today. So hopefully a little later, if you're laughing or moving or sitting or standing, you're going to feel those abs and know that you did something really good for yourself today. So I'm just sinking back into my heels, allowing my heels and Achilles to get a little stretch. Now from here, you can keep your fingertips on the floor, or you can work on a little bit of foot and ankle stability, work on a little bit of balance. And for this one, I like to think string out of the top of the head. I'm going to press to stand, but if you prefer to take your fingers down and unfold, you can certainly do that instead. So I'm going to take my hands to my thighs and just press to stand. So at the top, everybody, give yourself a nice big inhale. I'm going to take my feet a little further apart. I'm going to grab my left wrist, and I'm going to take this little side bend and up and over. I'm going to open those arms. And we're going to go to the other side. So left hand grabs that right wrist, and we take it over. And bring it up. And we're going to take it down, palms up, thumbs back. And I'm going to turn it just all the way over, thumbs back, palms back, thumbs in, little shoulder rolls. And everybody, to give yourself a nice full, deep cleansing breath, arms are going to come up. And exhale. Thank you for joining me today. Another Monday in the books.